So Tom Brady and his wife divorced back in 2022, but stuff is coming out now. So during the divorce proceedings, she wanted half of everything, which included their house, mansion, property, which is a $32.5 million mansion, which is 12,000 square feet. And she wanted half of it because, they've been married for 13 years at that point. But it turns out the mansion that they all lived in was all under Tom Brady's mom's name, meaning that legally, the mansion is her property and not Tom Brady's and not Tom Brady's wife's. They didn't own anything from the actual house or the actual house. They just lived in it. That's why people are saying Tom Brady pulled a Hakimi. Because last year, a soccer player by the name of Hakimi, might have pronounced his name wrong, but I think that's how you pronounce it, he divorced his wife. And when it came to court to divide out everything, it turns out everything that he owned was just in his mother's name. I think it was the house, cars, just everything. And money-wise, he was giving his mom 80% of what he was making as a soccer player. And since his wife was an actress who, when you're an actress, you make like a good amount of money, she actually had to give him stuff for the divorce. Sub if you want. So apparently how the divorce happened was that Tom Brady said he was going to come back out of retirement and play one more season, being the 2022 season. And his wife basically said, pick football or your family. So he chose to play the one season. Which doesn't make any sense, because at the time Tom's like 45? He plays one more season and he's done. She'll have him for the next 50-something years. Why would she give him an ultimatum on how he made his money and how he met her just to divorce him the moment he retires? If she was already with him for 13-something years, has 2 kids with him, and all he wanted to do was play one last season, why would she leave him if her main thing was that she didn't want him to play after retirement and just spend more time with them? Using divorce as a way to try to stop him isn't a good idea, because now you divorce the father of your children who made $300 million at 50. You're not getting the house from the divorce, and the person that you were with after the divorce just left you. So after she filed for divorce, she started a relationship with her jiu-jitsu instructor, and a lot of people thought that she was cheating on him because they were dating 3 months after the divorce. And now, her and the instructor, they actually broke off their relationship, not married or anything, just dating, saying that he didn't want to be in the spotlight. But I mean, he was already in the spotlight the moment he started dating the ex-wife of the highest paid NFL player in all of America, not even half a year after the relationship ended. And this is just all assumed that he was actually just with her for the money from the divorce. He left her the moment he found out she wasn't getting the house from Tom Brady in the divorce. Because I'm guessing he thought that Tom would have to pay her half of the actual share of the actual house, being around $16 million. She met the guy in 2021. She filed for divorce in October of 2022, and it was revealed to the public that she was in a relationship with him at the start of February of 2023, meaning that she divorced her husband Tom Brady of 13 years and began a relationship with someone only 3 or 4 months later. And getting into a relationship with someone both parties knew, that fast gets weird, and because people assume they're cheating. That's all I'm saying. If I was a model and I was married to an athlete who made $300 million, I could care less what she does as long as I get spending money. Because for Tom, right, he's 47 years old right now. If he wants to get another model in her 20s as his wife, no one's gonna say anything because it's kind of expected at this point. The guy's in good health and he still looks good, because that's the way it works in the celebrity or athlete industry. If you meet your significant other before you're in the big leagues, you know that they're a ride or die, because she was also taking all the kids to this guy too for their lessons. If it's someone that you meet after you're making your millions, protect your assets at any cost. Because to these athletes, models are just what they considered window shopping for a wife. Because it seems like these models don't care as long as the husband makes money so that they can spend it. Because we all know that if someone is married to a model and if the husband loses all the money, 99% of the time, the wife is divorcing right then and there. It's all about they've been together for a decade. Main thing that was keeping her in that relationship was the amount of money he was making. So the question is, why would she leave him on his last ever season when after that they would just spent all their time together? Look, she doesn't look bad, but there's always going to be someone younger and prettier than 50. You're not your 20-year-old self when you're one of the highest paid models. And I feel like getting married or even dating in your 50s is a lot harder than if you were in your 20s or 30s. Her ex-boyfriend is 35 years old. You're 50 with 2 kids under 15. It doesn't look appealing, and it's not something people would actively look for in a woman. If you want to spend more time with them, you just did the opposite. But this Hakimi method really works, because when people saw him do this method everyone supported it because, it was a win. Because you know how bad it is to marry someone for like 2 years and then just ultimately divorce them? And because of that, they get to take half your stuff and money for years when it took you working for years to get to this point. It sucks. But I feel like the method wasn't really that well known in the US since, the guy was a soccer player. But in the US, where all the athletes make like millions on millions, having someone on the level of Tom Brady, who was the GOAT of the entire sport, do this method too, probably showed every single athlete who married a model and or is going to marry a model to do this method too, just in case. Because with athletes, they have to keep up appearances, and finding someone who is conventionally attractive, being, a model for example, will help them keep up appearances. Because now, Tom Brady probably has all these models sweating bullets, always thinking that if this guy divorces me, I get nothing because this guy probably wrote everything under his mom's name. That's about it. If you liked it, sub. If you sub, you might get another video.